I debated on speaking about this publicly, but you know what? I'm gonna do it. It's my platform, and I obviously live in America and I have a freedom of speech. I completely agree. The goal with this whole Shador Sanders thing and not being drafted in the first, second, or third round is to break him, but it is also to make an example out of him. My parents, of course, telling me about my history growing up, told us about, I believe it's the Willie Lynch theory, where slave owners would take the biggest, strongest black slave, also known as the bull, and they would make an example out of him. I don't want to get flagged, so I won't go into detail about it. So just look up the theory yourself, or method per se. They'll put tar over him, tie him to horses, set him on fire, rip him apart. Okay. And then they would have their mothers come and pick up their remains. And the whole point of this was to send a message out that this is what happens when you raise strong black slaves. It was a way of keeping the slaves in order. And that is exactly what's happening right now when it comes to Shador Sanders. So let's get into this. So you take the theory that I just gave you, right? How they would keep slaves in order. And you look at the family that Shador Sanders comes from. Push all that aside for a second and just think about the simple fact of what position does he play. He's a quarterback. And if you remember or know anything about the history of black quarterback, the way that they were not smart enough, not allowed to play that position, how it always was only supposed to be held by a white man. And then you think about today in the modern era, it is becoming more and more common to have black quarterbacks. Not only to have them playing the game, but also dominating and changing the game. Black people, I know what y'all like to say what you want, but Patrick Mahomes is black, especially when it comes to them. Patrick Mahomes has been running this thing in the quarterback position for past several years. Yes, at the moment, Tom Brady is the GOAT. He's just Michael Jordan, and right now we're watching LeBron James and modern day Tom when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes, a black man, is running this. And then you look over at people like Lamar Jackson, who are completely changing the ability of the position and what you expect from when it comes to the throwing ability and also being able to run the ball at the same time. And just the pure athleticism in general. You have more people coming up after him like Anthony Richardson. And all of them are beginning to change what the standard of a quarterback could actually potentially be. And for the position of a quarterback that was always supposed to only be held by the white man, they are shaking in their boots. Would you like to know why? Because in their eyes, they're less superior athletically, like just pure athleticism, which is why they always wanted to force black men who wanted to be quarterbacks to be wide receivers and be DBs. But they're scared because if you start letting these little black boys in these communities start to be able to see people like Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels who look like them, throw the ball, can also run the ball at the same time, more and more black quarterbacks will start to develop, and next thing you know, they're going to start to think that their sons can't keep up. Next thing you know, you're not going to be able to push all of them to the wide receivers and positions because you're going to get people that are like Lamar Jackson that says, no, I'm a quarterback and I'm going to stay a quarterback. Next thing you know, it's not going to be so many black quarterbacks you can just hide as being backup, if that, in the NFL. That pure position that was once only made for you guys in the good old boys club. Yeah, it's about to be make America great again when it comes to the quarterback position. That's exactly what they're doing today. And so what do you have with Shador Sanders? You're literally killing two birds with one stone. The NFL just went and found their biggest bull, like old back in the day, okay, old Willie Lynch theory, so they could sit here and make an example out of him on national television on the biggest moment of what would be these people's lives. So that all the little boys that are sitting at home watching, waiting for Shador's name, Shador, for his name to be called, for them and their families to sit